Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 5 of my weekly recap. The weekly recap is just mainly to go over any important updates to old school RuneScape or news from the community. We're not going to be focusing on drama or anything else like that, just on information. Anyway guys, let's get started. So this week we only really received one content update, and that was the change to the Deadman Experience Cap as well as a few quality of life changes. The caps to defense and range are changing to 700k, they were previously 500k. The caps for magic, attack, and strength are now 1050k and they're previously 700k. And there are some changes to potions as well. Now the changes to the main game are just a few quality of life changes. The Salve Amulet enchanting now works with the Make X system, as the Salve Amulets are actually pretty widely used and they're a bit of a pain to get. They have now added the regular Make X menu system to it. You are also now able to right click and claim your Pure Essence from the Wizard Comparty. There were a few other small updates here. The only really notable one I could see is the bank pin will now be toggled to stay unlocked over logout by default for new players. For those who don't know, the setting used to have to be opted into, but now when you hop worlds or log out for less than 5 minutes, you will not have to enter your bank pin once again, which is good. It's just annoying to have to do so. And that is pretty much it for content changes this week. Not a whole lot. Now we have quite a few community updates this week. To start off, the Golden Gnome nominations are in. Go check them out. There's a few awesome video makers on there. For the best old school RuneScape video makers, we have Framed, Slayer Music 1, Tanzu and Virtuoso, and Torvesta. Good luck to these guys. For the best streamers, we have Bodhi, Foe, MMORPG, and Sick Nerd. I mean, not a huge surprise there, but good luck as well. For the best video of the year, we have Kemp Q's Reborn from the Ashes, which I really enjoyed watching. I kind of personally hope that he wins. And we also have Guns Chili, really awesome at editing videos. I really like watching that guy as well. OSRS and Tanzu and Virtuoso. Coming up next is something I'm actually extremely excited for. I may buy a vinyl player just for this. The RuneScape soundtrack is now available on vinyl, CD, and streaming. They have curated an awesome selection of the classic old school RuneScape songs to have on vinyl, and you can also experience tracks from the orchestral collection being performed live at RuneFest will also be available. Next up here is Jagex has kind of finally made their stance known on physical clicking aids. So this was kind of a meme for a while, but essentially it would be something automatic that is clicking your mouse button for you, not a program or anything, just a physical object set up in a way that will actually let you auto click or something like that. So apparently it's actually not allowed to do that if you're using something like this guy did, using a children's toy drill to click my mouse for me. So while I think Jagex appreciates your creativity, I kind of understand where they're coming from here, although I do kind of remember that if you can get a cat to click for you, that is allowed. That was stated in the rules at one point if I recall correctly. Anyway, you may get banned for using physical clicking aids. Also apparently this week the RuneLight's World Hopper plugin has been removed, as it was causing false flags for their bot detection system, which is a bit strange because other clients do have this feature and never had this issue, but hopefully it will be back up pretty soon. And last up here for community news, we hit 88,000 concurrent players at once on old school RuneScape. That is extremely impressive, guys. I'm very excited for that. Hopefully we can hit 100,000 concurrent players with the release of mobile, which will be coming out once again on October 30th. And that is it for Old School RuneScape news. So once again, there was a Old School RuneScape Q&A session this week. We're going to go over a quick recap of some of the more important topics that they discussed. First up here, what are your thoughts on adding Crossbows to free-to-play as well as bolts up to Mithril? They said they're not against it and it would be a nice change to F2P range. However, they would want to consider PvP options and how the items could be introduced rather than just being a member-dependent thing, so that like Ironman could get them as well. Can we get purple hit splats when we heal with items? For example, the Saradomin Godsword or Blood Barrage. Currently, it's not possible to make it toggleable, so we want to offer it, but currently can't. In the case that the change is made, it would be a big change because currently you can only have 4 hit splats showing at once. Will wilderness bosses be looked into in the near future? They said it would be nice to have a look at it. The current mechanics are weird and need looking into. It's in the backlog, but it's not going to be a priority in the next few months. Can we get an updated version of the lectern to make all of the tablets? Currently, it is in the backlog. Why do God Capes and their imbued version have 0 prayer bonus? They said they don't really know why. The originals were made quite a while ago. Given that they are already best in slot, it might be a bit much to give them a prayer bonus. The straw poll results were 73% yes to adding a prayer bonus. Is there a way to make seeds more distinctive between each other? They said it would be a big change given how many seeds there are in the game, and then a model of each up to 5. Next up, what are your thoughts on the current state of agility courses in game? Any plans to bring back advanced courses? There are other options currently. Underwater agility, Brimhaven, Werewolf are viable, so it comes down to Marks of Grace. We could consider implementing Marks of Grace elsewhere so that other courses are viable. 68% voted in a straw poll to have Marks of Grace added to other agility courses. Are there any updates to the spellbook changes coming to mobile? They're hoping to have it out in the next few weeks. After it's added to mobile, they'd like to look at adding it to desktop. When prospecting mining rocks, can a timer be added for when it's available again? They said it would require changing the prospect system, but it could be viable. 83% voted yes on the straw poll. Can we have D'hide coifs added into the game? They wouldn't mind it, but do we need them? They would have to look at what impact it could have. It would be nice to complete the D'hide set. If untradables are kept on death, why does the Dragonfire shield lose its charges? They said it doesn't. They said it's annoying, but it might not be worth changing. The whole mechanic is weird. It takes a while to charge it to gain stats. Perhaps they could add a way to instantaneously charge it via a bottle of Dragon Breath would make it viable in more situations. 75% voted yes on a straw poll. Can we have a Slayer unlock for 500 points so that task-only demon drops drop a noted Ash? Maybe we could make Ash stackable. 60% voted yes in a straw poll. And are there any updates on the Wise Old Man bank cleaning feature? For those who don't know, they're actually hoping to add a feature that's in free-to-play where it clears out all your quest items that are not necessary. However, they want to do that for members, which is a big job, but would be so useful. Hopefully it will be done within the next few weeks. And that is it for the Q&A recap. So over the last week, I've been looking at Reddit for any interesting suggestions, assuming they have a yellow text and black background, otherwise they're probably shit anyway. So here are some of my favorites. So starting off here with RSN07, can we add a bank pin to the trade screen? Make it so when you first log into your account, you have to enter your bank pin to be able to trade. Now, I don't really see why not. I don't think this would be a very hard change. So this would help with the security a bit more, but if you're going to add it to trading, you'll have to add it to dropping as well. Because I'm almost certain that if someone gets in your account, manages to get in, is excited to steal your items, and realizes they can't trade it, they're probably going to drop them. And then you have to probably add it to going into the wilderness. Like, at what point is your account ever going to be totally secure from someone stealing items from it? But still, this could help. Next up here, we have a suggestion by Runezilla, and this is salty potions. This would kind of be another use for the new salts that were dropped with the new troll quest. With a Torsal and an Earth salt, they are suggesting a farming boost of 3 to 4 levels. The Garden Pie currently only gives a +3 boost. With a Dwarf Weed and a F salt, would give frost resistance versus wyverns, not a full resistance though. An Avanto plus a Tay salt would make you a flame retardant, and a 25% chance of Wintertide missing his attacks. So a lot of suggestions recently have been about adding kind of niche potions into the game. I don't really know if these are necessary, and I think the rewards from the new quest are already pretty substantial that maybe new additions for the salt are not necessary, but still a very good suggestion. Next up, a suggestion by Blade Riders, and that is potato cactus farming. Getting potato cactuses are very annoying. You only can really get them from the Calphite Queen and picking them up off the ground. So they are suggesting that they put a farming patch near to the Calphite lair. It would have a requirement of 68 farming and 10 watermelons for a payment, a grow time of about 3 hours, and the seeds will be acquired from master farmers, Calphite soldiers, guardians, and the Calphite Queen. Also, the tool leprechaun would be called Gary. I think this is a good suggestion, especially considering that we have cactus spines farmable. I think it just makes sense. Next up, we have a suggestion by Till D22T, and that is a new use for runecrafting talismans. Essentially, his idea is you would be adding talismans to the pillars around the runecrafting altar. When you have a full amount of talismans there, it would give you bonus experience, and eventually the talismans would wear off and be destroyed. Now, this would greatly increase the price of talismans, which would be kind of cool, maybe adding a more valuable drop to some of the lesser killed monsters, because I'm pretty sure all talismans are pretty much brought into the game via drops, and since their drop is not very common, once the talismans got used up, the price of them would be extremely expensive, would make some runecrafting methods not even profitable anymore. It would really depend on how quickly that these talismans destroyed themselves. I think this is an interesting suggestion, although I think changing runecrafting to have higher experience rates will be tough to pass a poll. Next up, a suggestion by Ree is the ability to combine pie pieces. His suggestion is the ability to combine 2 different pie pieces, so you can have variety when you bring the pie wherever you're going, I suppose. I feel like this would probably be a lot more work to implement than it would benefit people. I don't see them changing that really anytime soon. Next up, another suggestion by Ree is the Superior Geomancy spell. It will be a new spell added to the Lunar Spellbook. It would allow you to observe your farming patch from afar and cure them from afar as well. The runes of Cactus is suggesting 9 Astral Runes, 9 Nature Runes, and 9 Earth Runes, and 1 Cosmic Rune. That's a very hefty cost for that spell, but this would save you a lot of time, so it may still be worth it. I think the high cost would probably be warranted. I would probably see myself actually protecting my plants maybe if this spell was implemented. Last up here is a suggestion for Rune Light by Draconic Gorilla, and suggesting that a plugin be made that could detect players that are spamming similar lines of text at a rapid rate and automatically get rid of them with the existing Entity Hider plugin. A lot of people do like this idea, and it would be extremely useful for the user experience. The only negative sides here is it could be abused in certain situations to get your character model hid if you knew exactly what lines of code would trigger the detection. If someone was using Rune Light and you're in the wilderness or something trying to escape, and you just say like advertising a dicing website and you disappear and then you can just run away, it could kind of be abused. But overall, I think it would be extremely nice for most players. Anyway guys, that is about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to toss a like. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.